because it was convenient.
And it's so funny. We're in the month of October, on the month of Columbus Day or Native American Day for some people. And I also thank you for being like these proper journalists that still tells these stories that some people don't really hear because we get caught up in the mythology of it all. Now all
Exactly.
of a sudden the truth gets lost.
Yeah. I mean, you know, it's. I think too many people want everything to be black or white, and it's not. There's a lot of gray, and you got to recognize that. You got to recognize that there's the multifaceted layers to a story, and before you stake out your position, you should try to figure out what the different factors are.
Now, speaking of position, especially since I know that you like wrote a book during like 2020, do you have any other more material that's coming out, or do you want to discuss your book or other material that you have planned on doing in your future?
What I've been doing more recently, and I'm having fun doing it, although I'm not haven't hit a home run. I'm writing some scripts for movies and TV, and I'm enjoying it. But I just haven't, it hasn't connected yet. But I find that it's a different kind of writing, and it's fascinating, and I enjoy it. But we'll see what happens. I mean, I'm, I've written I think 6 or 7 books. It takes a lot of work, and I don't think I have that energy anymore as I'm aging. But
Yeah, both
writing,
of us are authors.
yeah, writing scripts is a lot of fun, and I'm hoping I can do something with that. We'll see. Nobody's done a good movie about the Philadelphia Mob, and it's
The
unfortunate.
Irishman was the closest we had, and that wasn't, a Goodfellas level, but it's still a good movie.
Which was that?
The Irishman by Martin Scorsese.
The
That
Irishman,
was the
right? And and,
closest.
and it had a Philadelphia component, although,
Not them to Philly.
well, I don't believe it was a true story. I mean, I don't think Sheeran killed Hobbs.
No, in fact, many people dispute that not only Michael Franzese and other mafia people, but also even certain government affiliates as well have disputed that. It's just, since he was dying of cancer at the time and then was
Yeah,
trying to get a publisher agent, therefore it's easy to convince people to sell his story since he had certain history with mob affiliates from the Philadelphia mob, but still, even when it came to Joe Gallo's killing and Jimmy Hoffa, that's always been disputed.
and this will be sacrilegious, but if that had been Scorsese's first mob movie, it wouldn't have been as well received as it
Mm.
was. I think it was when they said we're doing The Irishman, it was like, we're getting the gang back together. Here's De Niro, here's Pesci, but it's going to be the last go round. Scorsese made a lot of great mob movies. Uh, I don't think The Irishman was one of them, but it benefited from being the last go round.
I just wish he would have come out with a bang because I love Goodfellas, Casino, and so much other ones. Even if it's not mob related, there's Aviator. I even like Hugo, which has nothing to do with the mob, but
Yeah,
it's still a good Scorsese film because it's still showing you this whole world building and his love of filmography.
yeah. I mean, he's a genius, no doubt about it. But I'm of of all the mob movies, I would not rank The Irishman in the top 10, any
Mm.
stretch of the imagination.
You mentioned one film that I actually did like to check out because that's one mobster movie that doesn't get much love compared to The Godfather or someone or Carlito's Way. The Friends of Eddie Coyle by George Akins.
Yeah, I mean, I wrote a fun book with Glenn Macnow, the ultimate book of gangster movies, where we listed the 100 best, our estimation. And yeah, The Friends of Eddie Coyle and The Pope of Greenwich Village were my two favorite mob movies, even though neither one has gotten the kind of attention of other movies have. But yeah, Friends of Eddie Coyle is a great movie set in Boston, Robert Mitchum. Pope of Greenwich Village, Mickey Rourke, great movie.
Great actor too.
Yeah,
What about Donnie Brasco? Have you ever got a chance to meet the real person?
I don't think I ever was face to face. I've talked to Pistone a couple times, but
So,
never face to face. Uh, I mean, I think people don't don't appreciate what he did. 6 years undercover,
and it
and
was not supposed to even be that long.
exactly, yeah. And the pressure and the tension that creates. Uh, I mean, it was a phenomenal piece of work, and he could have almost. It was only going to get made. That's how
And it
tightly.
was almost close to almost
Yeah,
executing someone, which is unfortunate. And then
yeah.
especially since he caused problems with his own family,
Oh,
and
sure.
then who knew his life would actually be a movie, and the movie only summarizes to what we can only interpret. We can't
Right.
really
Yeah.
comprehend all that.
exactly. I mean, it was a phenomenal piece of police work, and I think it took a toll on him and his family and on a lot of different people. But I mean, it opened the window into the workings of organized crime that it's just continued since then. I mean, and this is kind of to come full circle. What we talk about what Franzese was talking about myth and reality. What we know today of organized crime, the Cosa Nostra, puts a lie to a lot of the glamour and the bravado that's part of it, but also the mythology, the men of honor, the omerta, the secret making ceremony. That, that doesn't exist anymore because everybody's given it all up. It's all out there, and we see it in movies now. I mean, every making ceremony you see in a mob movie is based on reality, is based on testimony that actual witnesses have given who were made members of the organization. Joe Valachi started it all back in '63. He's the first guy to say, it's not the mafia, it's Cosa Nostra. Let me say one other thing before we end, because this is just kind of a bugaboo of mine. And I teach a course on organized crime. I always say this. Valachi talked about Cosa Nostra, our thing, right? For some reason, the FBI loves three initials: FBI, IRS, DEA. They made it La Cosa Nostra. Have you ever seen any memos? It's always the LCN. Well, La Cosa Nostra in Italian is our thing. It makes no sense. But the FBI wants the three initials, and so we got LCN. You see that in all kind of government documents, but it's Cosa Nostra.
One last person I do want to go before we wrap it up is Skinny Razor DeTulio. Are you familiar with him, or because I know you see much newspapers about his story?
That's a name I heard a lot about, but again, it was before my time, and he's surfaced in The Irishman. I mean, he had a bar where they hung out a lot.
Because Ralph Natalya heard worked for him, and then the Friendly's Lounge is down
right,
by.
That's Ralph claimed he worked for Skinny Razor. Skinny Razor was supposedly a legitimate, serious, tough guy and a legitimate gangster, but it was before my time. I didn't do anything with or about him.
Okay, well, I wish you, because also I do filmmaking and writing, so I wish you the best of luck. Like, do you feel comfortable sharing like what type of screenplays you're working on, or
Well, there's a couple. One is based on the Penn's Landing extortion that brought down the Scarfo mob, and the other is the one piece of fiction I've ever written is called The Big Hustle. Long before American Hustle in that movie, The Big Hustle was a 4-part series that appeared in the old Inquirer Sunday magazine, and I've written a script based on that. And it's kind of it's a caper movie. It's how best is it's kind of The Sopranos meets Moonstruck, or a Blue Collar Ocean's 11. It's set in Atlantic City, the dawn of casino gambling, and it all takes place in 1 week's time. So those are the two scripts I'm most happy with, and I'm hoping something happens with them. But it's a crapshoot. It's more a crapshoot than the book business. The movie business is crazy. I'm just hoping somebody says, you know what? Nobody's ever done justice to Philadelphia. Where can we find a good Philadelphia story? And then I'll raise my hand and say, here, take a look at this. Who knows?
Okay. Well, hey, I also do filmmaking myself, and then plus, if I know any people, hope we can probably put some connections together. But I want to thank you so much for taking your time on a very short notice. Hope I get a chance to meet you in person and then get your autographs for all the books that you made. I love reading all your literature and crime fiction. Crime stories. Thank you so much, Mr. Anastasia. I wish you all the best.
No, it's a pleasure talking to you. Thank you.
Have a good one now, and this wraps it up.
Okay.
Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to our channel and check out more content. Feel free to give us your feedback and suggestions on who we should do next in the comments. This is Infinitely Productions. We love ya.